This episode contains turbulence caused by strong diecast opinions. Keep your hands and feelings inside the vehicle at all times.
Welcome to the Diecast podcast, episode number 9. How's things, Benny?
Very good, mate. How about yourself? We've got a lot to cover off on today, a lot of exciting things kicking off in the new year.
I got about 5 minutes out from this episode and thought we had bugger all to cover off on, but it's packed, absolutely packed. So we dive straight into Hot Wheels?
Absolutely, slapped straight in the face with a couple of Hot Wheels drops. Let's have a look at them.
Yeah, modern classics. We were only talking last episode about the Testarossa. What car culture set would we see it drop in? And the question has been answered. It's right here.
Modern classics. We've got a new modern classics set coming out with the Testarossa in it. And the wheels, we talked about the wheels last time. They look very plain. They don't look very chrome-like, very grey-like. But it is a Ferrari. It's going to be a hot piece. What else have we got in the set?
We have a Toyota Sora, which we've seen a few times. Obviously, we've had the Fast and the Furious one. But this one's just in a what looks like a plain... Is it almost like a silver? Well, the card art makes it look like a Millennium Jade, but it looks like a silver in the packaging. We do have a S14 in there as well, and a Mazda 323 GTR in a race livery, and a Porsche 993 GT2, and of course the Chase. The gold Chase. In this time, we've got the Mercedes-Benz 190E, the Evo, of course. What was your thoughts, mate? What you think this is going to be a hot set?
I think it is going to be a pretty hot set. Yeah, for me, I wouldn't mind picking them all up. Not as fussed on the Sora.
Yep.
Once again, as we saw with the last set, I think it was the gold BMW E30. That was probably one of my favourite cars from the set. Unfortunately, in the ugly gold that we'll never be able to find because it's a Chase. And again, they've slapped the Chase with one of the most popular cars, the Mercedes 190 Evo 2, which is again disappointing because I would have loved to have had this one just as a standard release. And I reckon you probably feel the same way.
I 100% feel the same way. As far as this set goes, I think they have not missed on this set. This is a fantastic rendition of modern classics, much like the last one. The whole set is worth a cop. However, the only thing that I would say is when it comes to the chases on the 2026 sets where we're getting a gold Chase and it's a different car to any of the other 5. What I don't know yet, I haven't really seen anyone do an unboxing and have a Chase in the box. What car do you miss out on?
Is it the same? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing it will be the same car every time that you miss out on.
I presume so.
Knowing your luck, they'll take a Ferrari out and put the 190 in. You'd hope not. But I will say the Porsche, I don't actually think I've got a premium Porsche 993 GT in the collection. So
yep.
I am super keen. That is actually a pretty nice casting. I think I might have a mainline, but it is a very nice casting and I'm keen to get that 993 GT2 in silver in the collection.
On the same page, mate. On the same page. I'm really happy with that set. I have already pre-ordered a sealed case. Going to try my luck and see whether I can come up with the gold Chase. If I don't, well, at least I have 2 Ferraris. What else have we seen from Hot Wheels?
Back to my roots with Hot Wheels. I think when I first started collecting, Fast and the Furious was one of my favourites, and we've got another 25-year anniversary set from Hot Wheels, a Fast and the Furious set. And the question is, we've seen the red Chase RX-7 that isn't technically a Chase, but one per case, and the Eclipse in a chrome green. The question is, and it hasn't been answered yet, I'd probably say it's the Charger. Is that Charger going to come in a sort of a chrome grey colour? Because the colour does look slightly off in the picture that we're looking at.
It does. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I wondered whether, but it also doesn't look Spectraflame either, though.
It
So
doesn't.
I wasn't sure. But we do have. It's not a bad Fast and Furious set, if I'm honest. I've seen worse. This one's got the BMW M5 in black. We've got the NSX Type R in black. Of course, the Dodge Charger, as you mentioned. We're not sure yet whether that's going to be in black. So we've got 3 black cars so far, and then they're rounded off with a Dodge Challenger in orange, the 1970s version, and the Toyota Land Cruiser. So what's your thoughts, mate? Is this one that you will cop?
Look, out of the 25th anniversary sets, my feelings are, although they're not iconic Fast and the Furious cars, apart from the Charger, this is probably my favourite of the 3 sets. I really like the Dodge Challenger. It looks good. I know you like an orange car, and it looks good with the blackouts as well. NSX, I've got that one already in black. It has been previous released, I think maybe twice in the Fast and the Furious sets. I do like the BMW M5 fully blacked out wheels. That one looks good. And what Aussie doesn't like, a Toyota Land Cruiser. And I think that's a repeat as well, but I never picked it up the first time. So it's definitely going to be the time.
I'm in the exact same boat as you, mate. The NSX is the only one that I've got of the set. And so I thought, well, if I've only got one, it's probably worth copping.
Definitely.
So, yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with that as well, to be honest.
Yeah. For those that don't know, you are an avid Boulevard collector. I think you've got every single Boulevard car now, don't you? You've got the whole lot. You've got a little series that you run that you talk about each car individually that you're very far behind and you need to pump some more of those out.
Started back at number 1.
But we're up to 100. Yeah, we're back. We're up to 151 on the Boulevards now. So you want to run us through the 5 cars that you'll be picking up, regardless of how terrible they are.
Look, I was pretty happy with this release. We had the Toyota Alphard. We discussed that on last episode. Mini GT had brought out a Alphard. So that's this one's a blacked out van. The Koenigsegg, and that one's in a silver. We had a Toyota GR Supra. This one's in a baby blue with blue rims, which is an interesting colour combination. And then, of course, we had a Jeepster Commando in orange and a Datsun King Cab, like a Baja type setup. So, yeah, I didn't mind this Boulevard set. But then that's kind of what I like about the Boulevard thing is it is a variety of different cars from different walks of life, and that's what I like about it. What did you think? You weren't a fan?
We know my feelings on the GR Supra, the Mark V Supra. Don't love the Koenigsegg. Not a massive Koenigsegg fan. The Jeepster, it's a bit sort of what's that African rally that they race? We all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's a bit. I do know what you're talking about. It's a bit of a desert rally style. I do like the Toyota van, so I'll definitely pick up the Toyota van. I know we did talk about that last time, and I think the Datsun King Cab Barger. I think we've seen it in a mainline, but I don't believe we've seen it premium yet.
Okay, yeah, righto.
I may be wrong. I probably am wrong. But I really like this one. I think it has the transmission coolers on the back, the fans, and it looks pretty cool. Got the Bandit on the side there, and I'm pretty keen to pick that one up, to tell you the truth.
Oh, nice. All right, so there's a couple there that appeal to you, and then of course Hot Wheels did drop a pop culture set, but hardly worth a mention, to be honest. There wasn't anything in there that caught my eye. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, I'm not big on the pop cultures unless they chuck a Skyline in there. I might pick the Skyline up.
Yep.
I think we saw another Fast and the Furious set, the Silver series as well, but I don't think we ever need to cover off on that. It wasn't anything too special on that one.
Yeah, righto.
But yeah, a couple of 3 sets to start the year from Hot Wheels, and just waiting on the first RLC drop. And I'm hoping it will be the AC Cobra, like we mentioned last week, in red. I have a feeling, I heard a hint that that would come out late January. So it will have it.
Time's running out, mate. Time is running out.
Time is running out.
I still think it's going to be February, but
by the time this
see.
episode drops, we'll probably be into February. So we'll see whether I'm right or not.
Absolutely, we will. But no, look, yeah, that's there's some solid entries there from Hot Wheels. I was probably a bit skeptical or critical, I suppose, of Hot Wheels entries with, what was it, Power Trip last episode, but they have certainly redeemed themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we mentioned, it's a great time to be a diecast collector, good time to step outside of Hot Wheels. And we've had a question, because there are so many different premium diecast brands. So every week we like to cover off on a question from the audience. And this question is from actually a friend of the show's, Lidsville. Another great episode, fellas, as always. Keep up the great work. Question: Would any of you two ever consider starting your own diecast company? And the way I view that is, would we start our own diecast company, as in create our own cars,
like a pop race or a mini GT, etc.
Exactly. Yeah.
How does he know?
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Well, that is my thoughts. How does he know?
How did he get that little heads up the Diecast podcast line about to drop?
Look, to be very honest with you, I have never ever thought about it. Yeah, it's the thought has never crossed my mind, to be honest. But after this question, I feel like, yeah, give us a couple of weeks, fellas. We'll have something out soon.
Look, it's definitely something that has crossed my mind, not as as a realistic dream, because a lot of people don't know the costs behind creating a casting, starting a whole brand, getting someone in China to make it, because you can't just go out and buy a factory straight out. You need to find someone that's making die cast that can do a casting for you, and it is a lot of work. But I have actually thought about creating my own diecast brand, and I think it would float somewhere in between the mini GT and pop race sort of style. So it would try and keep it on a lower end. I'd probably have 2 tiers. I'd have sort of a mini GT sort of style tier with no opening parts.
Yep.
And then I'd have a pop race tier that would produce less of them, but it would have opening parts. But my whole style, it would be based more around tuned street cars, and every single one would be dumped down as low as possible.
I'm
would roll. The theme of the diecast brand is, it's a street car with a bit of a racing hint to it, but lots of stockness going on, sleepers, but yeah, it needs to be low. Like, nothing better than a low car. Would make the people in the factory extremely frustrated trying to pull that off every single time, but that's what the theme of the company would be about: low and fast.
Okay, so
hey, is that the name of the brand? Low and fast.
I just landed on it. I mean, we do call things just what they are. This is the Diecast podcast. The brand's just called Low and Fast. But to me, look, it sounds like somebody's already done that, and that's well, it sounds like you just described Kaido House.
Well, for starters, we're looking at a 164 company, not a 154 company. So,
yeah. Okay, so all right, so Kaido House did in 164.
True scale, without the like the
True
rainbow
scale
colours, the rainbow fantasy colours, and
Gotcha.
Anyway, so it'd probably be, more towards the mini GT, which is our next topic for the day.
It is indeed
GT, one of your passions.
I do like my Mini GT models. Look, one of the things that, one of the bits of news that came out from Mini GT, and I won't read the full release, but essentially Mini GT let the fans know that they have relinquished their exclusive rights to Liberty Walk. They've said that they will still be producing Liberty Walk models, but they will not be producing them exclusively. I think that caused a lot of confusion amongst the fans, to be honest. A lot of people, I don't think, knew that Mini GT had the exclusive rights, because there was quite a number of other brands that of course, released Liberty Walk models. But of course, those that are a little bit closer to the diecast world have, I suppose, a better understanding of it does work on price bracket. So numerous brands can have access or exclusivity to a particular brand based on a particular price bracket. And so what Mini G2, I think, we're referring to there is that they've released the contract there with Liberty Walk that has ceased, making room for Pop Race, it would seem.
Pop Race, GCD, Motorhelix.
Yes, Motorhelix as well. Yep.
Yeah, there's a few rocking the Liberty Walk licensing coming out. In the not too far future, we should see a few brands pumping out some Liberty Walk cars, which is exciting.
It is. Yeah, it is exciting. Look, I dare say that Motorhelix and GCD were probably in a different price bracket to where Mini GT was. So I dare say this is all about making room for Pop Race, to be honest. But what I did think was interesting is a lot of fans misunderstood the message and thought that Mini GT was saying that they weren't going to produce any exclusive models for events anymore. But that's not what the message was. The message was that they didn't have exclusive rights to produce Liberty Walk anymore.
Yeah, I think nothing changes from the Mini GT side. And personally, I don't think there was actually a need for the announcement. I think everyone kind of got the point that other brands are going to start making Liberty Walk, and it's probably a business decision from Liberty Walk. They make more money from their partnerships and selling merch than what they do their body kits and creating cars these days. So
definitely, yep.
Probably a business decision from Liberty Walk, bringing all the other brands on board. I'm sure it probably would have cost Mini GT a pretty penny to have that exclusive deal with them. So I think it's a good thing for us as collectors, and I think it's a good thing for everyone.
Absolutely. I think it's good for everyone involved. Yeah, there's
maybe not Mini GT, to tell you the truth, actually, because they are not exclusive anymore. But hey,
I don't think they'll still produce Liberty Walk models.
They will.
It just won't be their bread and butter anymore, I think.
Yeah. They've had their time in the sun as well. So
definitely
let it shine on the other diecast brands for a while.
Yeah, look, I think I said to you as well, the whole reason I started collecting Mini GT as passionately as I did was because of Liberty Walk, not the other way around. I didn't start collecting Mini GT and then get Liberty Walk as a result. So, look, there'll be other collectors like me that'll be like that, and they'll be keen to pick up Liberty Walk regardless of brand. But yeah.
So, quick one off the top, what's your favourite Mini GT Liberty Walk model in your collection?
I would say one of the very early Lamborghinis that I purchased was in a, they called it the digital camouflage deco.
Yep.
And it sticks out just because it was one of the first Liberty Walk Mini GTs that I bought.
Yep.
And so, yeah, really like that one. But yeah.
I'll go the other end of the scale and go the modern Lamborghini. Well, not the modern, the more recent release, and it is the Liberty Walk Countach. I think that one looks insane.
Yeah.
It's, it outweighs the R34 silhouette and the S15 silhouette for me. I just thought that was a sick model, nice and low.
Did do a good job with it.
They pulled that one off perfectly, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, a couple of exclusives from Mini GT that we've seen. They did announce a exclusive car for 24 Hours of Daytona. It is a Mustang, and you could only purchase that model at the track or online, I believe. So very exclusive. Not something that I was running out to grab, but there was certainly some hype around it. And then, of course, there was an announcement of a R34 Super Silhouette for the Osaka Auto Messi. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. But an exclusive for that. So proof in the pudding, they are still going to be doing Liberty Walk exclusives, just not exclusive to Liberty Walk anymore.
Yeah,
your thoughts on those?
Yeah, well, that model you're talking about is the R34 Silhouette Liberty Walk. It's a tough one because I'm not a big fan of the shell livery.
Yeah.
and it's got shell written all over it. Just the colors, but I do really like the Japanese writing down the side. Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't love it, but I like it.
Yeah, I was the same, to be honest. I've definitely got R34 silhouettes that I like better,
Yeah.
but this was one that I thought, if I could get my hands on it, I would. I'm not going to spend $150 on it, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Daytona Mustang for me, it's gonna be popular for the Daytona fans, the US fans, and that's exactly what it's been created for. So I've got no interest in an American GT3 Mustang that races around Daytona. It's just not part of the Australian heritage. It's exclusive to America. So yeah, nothing special there for myself, but I can see the appeal in the US for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We did see a regular release, the usual 6 from Mini GT. We did have a red Lamborghini Countach. This is the regular version, not the Liberty Walk version. They have already released a red one of that one. So this is they've done a white one, I believe, of the original, and this is now in red. They did a late model Lamborghini in like a tan green sort of color. They brought out another F1 Red Bull car. This one was in a specific livery that came out in like a purple, so a bit different to the usual Red Bull livery. They had a RX-7 drift car, so this is the RE Amamiya kit, but a drift version of it. Bit of an interesting one because, the back end of it is basically missing the rear bumper, much like a drift car spec would be. Old school Volkswagen bus combi. This one is a collaboration with Mizu Diecast in Indonesia that does a lot of customs. So that, very much a hippie looking van. So something different, big piece lettering down the side. And then another old school F1 car. We've seen Mini GT drop a few of these of late, and this one is actually a similar to one that they've already released, but another driver, etc. Yeah, what were your thoughts, Ben? Anything that caught your eye? That Countach, maybe?
Look, the Lamborghinis. I don't think the Countach looks that good in red. I think the Liberty Walk one did look good in red with the gold rims, but this one itself, it's not standing out at all. So I'll pass on those two. Once I've got the white
for me.
And they did the white release first, which is what everyone wants. So I think maybe a black. I could probably pick up a black one later down the track. But yeah, probably won't be getting too many more of those after I pick up the white one. The F1 cars, I haven't committed to an F1 car yet. I'm not going to. I will, but
these are not the ones. These are
definitely not the ones. The RX-7, I actually don't mind it. I think the blue looks all right, and I don't mind the decals. Probably not enough to pick it up, but I do. The one car I like, I do really like the combi van. It is very cool. Is this the first combi van release from Mini GT?
No, they've released some combis before, but this one is quite a cool livery on it. I've picked up quite a few of Mizu's Mini GT collabs, and this one's quite cool. So I can see why you like it.
Yeah, it's definitely got the hippie 70s vibe to it with the piece on the side. The only thing that could maybe elevate it, I would have liked chrome bumpers, not the yellow bumpers. It was very common to paint the bumpers different colors though, so I get it. And yeah, it is cool, so I'll definitely be picking that one up 100%.
I am starting to learn how your brain works, Ben, when it comes to diecast collecting, and I'm sure you're starting to learn. I'm sure you're starting to learn mine as well. But when I saw this set, in my head, before I even think of, which ones will you cop, Matt? I think, which ones would Ben cop? And in my head, I was like, the only one I could see him copping is maybe the RX-7 and that Volkswagen, because that'll be a good diorama piece in the background.
Wow. It's, I like more obscure pieces, don't I? Like, it's not always a car.
Something interesting.
XCarToys, they make some really cool, like, varieties of trucks and with weird obscure things in them. And yeah, it's a cool combi van as well. So how
Yeah.
can you? I think everyone likes a cool combi van. So that's going to be a
Oh,
bit of a
for
hit, I
sure.
think.
I think it
Yeah.
will be. I think it will be. For me, I have been grabbing a lot of those old school classic F1s, so I will pick that one up. And I was also, I'm undecided on the RX-7. I actually had a look at the photos a few times. Still haven't made up my mind. That was the other maybe for me. I was a maybe on that one.
Yeah. If you don't love it, leave it. So leave
You
it
know
on the
what?
shelf.
I'm leaving it on the shelf. I'm
Good.
taking your advice. I'm leaving it on the shelf.
Well done.
Mate, from the Mini GT camp, we have, of course, Kaido House. Kaido House released their for January. Should I even go to you and get your thoughts? Or do you want me to run through them first?
Yeah, you run through them because I know you're getting all four of them.
Well,
Or has a leaf turned in your book and you're finally at the point where you're like, I'm finally not going to just keep on doing, banging my head against a brick wall. You're gonna stop it.
Let me tell you all about it, Ben. Let me tell you all about it. So we've got a Volkswagen Combi, this time in a G Ready livery. We've seen this livery. It's a famous G Ready livery. Ready. I don't know what the correct pronunciation. I always say G Ready. But yeah, we've seen this Volkswagen van a few times now, and of course this is another reiteration of that. We've got another S13, this time in a white base with some red and black striping and lettering and things like that on the car. We've got another Kaido Star. This one is in a royal blue, I guess you'd say, with some light blue highlights. Of course, the exhausts are reaching for the sky, as we've seen on the previous ones. And yet another gigantic star on the bonnet, just to represent the Kaido Star. And we've got another Hako. This one is, I don't know how you describe this livery. It's a almost like a black base with like a green diamond sort of pattern on it.
Built for the human race.
Built for the human race.
Text across the roof.
Yes. Mate, anything that caught your fancy before I tell you my thoughts?
Look, the Kaido is the colour vibe in that Kaido. It's definitely not doing it at all for me.
The
green
Hako?
and the Hako, the green and sort of dark green triangles, livery. It's the Kaido Star. The two other fantasy cars, the Kaido Fantasy and the Drag Bus Fantasy. We know my thoughts on the fantasy cars. I will not be getting fantasy cars in my collection. The only one that did kind of stand out was the S13. However, it's got massive Kaido House lettering slapped over the roof, slapped down the side. I have been quite vocal about my thoughts on Diecast brands putting their branding all over the cars, something that Fast and Low will definitely not be doing. So 0 out of 4 for me. Let's hear what your thoughts are on these.
I have struggled with this one, Ben. When this release came out, as you know, I am a big Kaido House fan. I have picked up every model so far, every regular release. Of course, not every Black Limited and Limited Edition exclusive, etc. But I've got a fair few exclusives and chasers and all those things as well. Big fan of Kaido House. I'm gonna say here, I believe that, what are we up to? 250 odd now, somewhere in that sort of vicinity. I believe that Kaido House have lost their way a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I know you believe that they've lost it a long time ago, but I genuinely really liked their releases up until this point. And look, these releases are not bad, but I am at a point where I need to see, and I know some would argue, oh, well, we've just, these castings, the Kaido Star and the Volkswagen are relatively new, but I'm getting to a point where I go, look, I was happy to cop as many Datsuns as they dropped. Love the Datsun casting, right? I don't know if I'm prepared to grab every single casting anymore. That's where I'm at. And so I haven't pre-ordered any of these four. I thought long and hard about it. I thought, well, is there one that I want? Or, two? If you're not going to get all of them, if you're going to sort of break the collection at this point, at least get one of them. But no, none of them really appealed to me, to be honest. And I'm kind of sad about it. Like, I feel like I need to have a little funeral or something for the death of Kaido House for me. But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm honestly at. I really feel like, I honestly feel like, and I don't know whether this is true or not, I don't know what the story is. I honestly feel like perhaps Jun has stepped away from design and that there is now a design team in-house, and it doesn't feel like the same Kaido House that we were getting back in the early days. I remember picking up those first Silverados, those first Datsuns, and just loving them. Like, they were probably my favourite diecast pieces in my collection. And I just don't feel like we have the same touch that we had originally.
The feel to the Datsun lines, the line of Datsuns that they've done, it is a very different feel to what we're getting now, isn't it? You would never have seen a Datsun, built for the human race in green triangles. Yeah, it's. I agree with you. It is a very different feel to what Kaido House used to be.
Yeah, and I feel like before we had a really good mix of, some plain, almost no liveries. There was some plain Datsuns. We had the sky blue, we had the white.
Those are some of my favourites.
Yeah, like there was some really nice ones, really clean. But there were some awesome race liveries and things as well in those early things. But I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger exactly on what it is. But the liveries, it's the liveries that are killing me for it. It's not the casting so much. It's all these castings I've bought, but it's it's the livery. So
I think any continuous listener of the Diecast podcast knows that I've been very, very critical of Kaido House, and I don't think it's my influence rubbing off on you.
It's not.
I think it's reality, and we all know I'm a big fan of those early Datsuns, and in particular some of those racing liveries. Those HKS liveries on the Kaidos are insane. So it is a very different vibe, and I'm not, it's definitely not my style. Maybe our opinions differ to other diecast collectors, but it would be interesting to hear what other people's thoughts are on this.
Yeah, I will be interested to hear, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't really seen much, many comments in relation to these, and I'm sure there'll be people that love them. That's the whole point of having different liveries and things, is that a single casting you can produce 20 times and it'll appeal to 20 different people. It's not going to be the last. These won't, I haven't bought my last Kaido House, so there'll be others I'm sure that I'll see and really like. But I'm not going to collect every single one anymore. I can't. I feel like it's a large financial commitment even to purchase 4 Kaido House models every single month, along with all the other models that I buy. If I'm not loving it. And I think in that theme, we said it in the first episodes of the year that we were going to try and behave ourselves this year. And I thought, well, this is somewhere where I can do better, to be honest. Or Kaido House could do better to get my business.
Look, and I think this is the first time I've ever said it to you, but I'm proud of you. Proud of you, mate.
Righto, let's cancel this. Let's hang up. That felt really weird. Look, it doesn't mean that our opinions are just going to line up all the way now. It took a lot to say that to you, because I really want to say I really like them. I
know you did.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I've almost shed a tear, but anyway, onwards and upwards. Let's move on to some good news from Pop Race, one of your favourite brands. What have Pop Race dropped for us, mate?
Look, we've seen another release, a set of 6. So Pop Race have been stepping up lately. We've just got a lot more releases than what we've seen in the past in one hit. And this is, yeah, like I said, similar to Mini GT. We've got a lot of 6, and we had one car in particular that if you are a diecast collector, you would have seen, you would have gone, wow, that's insane. I know you did. But let's run through the cars. We have a Honda NSX Type R GT, so it's got the air intake on the roof again. It is in a plain white. We have another Mazda 787B in a white and blue racing livery. We've got the new Honda Civic EG6, so the stock, not the Pandem one. We've got the stock Civic EG in the Jax livery. We've seen it on the Pandem Civic. We've got a Datsun Laurel, and we've got a Datsun 280ZX. Both are in a blue colour. What's your thoughts, mate? I did miss one car, didn't I? We'll talk about that last. We'll run through these 5 and jump to that last.
All right, let's run through these 5 first. So the NSX looks really nice in the white. The red stands out nicely in the interior. I'm on the fence on it, though, because I did buy the micro turbo one that looks very similar. And so I was a maybe on that one, but it does look like a nice clean casting. I know you'll probably be a big fan of a plain white. The Mazda 787B, I will be snapping up all the 787s that I can get my hands on from Pop Race, like this livery as much as I do the Renown livery. And look, to be honest, keep them coming. I'll snap them up. Love the 787B. The Honda Civic, I think I've said this before, but it wasn't really my thing personally. I'm also not a huge fan of that livery, either the Jax livery. I really like the C130. I think I've bought or pre-ordered 2 so far in 2 different colours. I really like the blue, but I thought, do I need a third? So I'm sitting on the fence with that one as well. And the Pandem 280, I have also ordered that in a couple of different colours, liveries, etc. Looks nice in the blue. Don't know if I was a big fan of is it a silver bonnet or a white bonnet?
Yeah, it looks like a silver bonnet, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sort of killed it for me a little bit, to be honest. I probably would have preferred that to just be a blue bonnet.
Or carbon. I could have lived with a carbon bonnet, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, the silver it almost felt like real life, where you see somebody with managed to get their hands on a 280ZX bonnet that they couldn't, theirs was rubbish, and so they found one, but it's a different colour than the rest of their car, and they just haven't painted it yet. So that's, yeah. Anyway, that's where I sat with those. What about yourself?
Yeah, fair call. Like you said, the red Type R seats in the Honda look awesome, matches with the engine. So that plain one, I don't have the micro turbo one, so I will be getting that one 100%.
Yep.
I'm the same as you, the 787Bs from Pop Race. This one, like every other one that they've got up for pre-order, looks insane. So I'll be getting as many of those as I can. The Honda Civic, I really like the stock Honda Civic. However, Jax livery, I've never been huge on it. I know a few different diecast companies have done it. I've never picked one up. I don't think I'll start. And the Laurel, I've got the Laurel in another colour. I don't love the blue like you, so it is a really good casting. I've got a Laurel already, the exclusive from APA in China, and it is a really nice casting. They've done an insane job, especially around the engine, and you can see through the engine to the road. But the blue, I do like plain, but it's, just the blue. If it had been a different color, I'd probably go for it. Yeah. And the Pandem 280, I really like the red one that they released early on. And this one, it isn't a massive standout for me either, so I'll probably pass on that. The big news we did get from Pop Race, and the one that I think sent everyone a buzz, and we have seen some RWBs in the past from Pop Race, and you've been very, very critical on poor Pop Race and their RWBs, but we have got the RWB 930, the Stellar one, the traditional, one of the first, in the matte black with gold highlights. What's your thoughts?
I think I even made the comment, I don't think Pop Race knows how to RWB. I think I said something. Yeah, something along those lines. I was wrong. I wholeheartedly admit that I was wrong. Every RWB that Pop Race has done up until this point, they didn't know how to RWB, but that was just practice because now they've perfected it by the look of it. This 930 Distella is incredible. I cannot wait to get my hands on this thing. It looks awesome. I am not the sort of person that buys more than one. But for some reason, I thought about buying more than one. I don't know why. But look, I did just order the one. But I just felt like, and it's probably just muscle memory from missing out on the RLC. But I couldn't pre-order it fast enough. I even pre-ordered it and then messaged the company and said, just checking, did the order go through properly? Because I was so worried that I was going to miss out on this thing. But look, there's plenty of them out there. Pop Race always produces plenty in these regular releases, and look, cannot wait to have this in my collection. I hope that they do them in a million colours because I will probably buy them all, much like the 787.
Yeah, like you said, this actually takes the pain away from that missing Hot Wheels.
Oh, does it ever?
And to tell you the truth, I've still been looking at that Hot Wheels one thinking, oh, should I spend $200 and pick that up? And now I'm like, hell no, this is an insane casting. I know that they will be doing another variant with a different spoiler. This is my favourite spoiler, the one that's on it. It's got an opening rear, I guess, boot bonnet. And even the pictures I saw of the engine looks really good sitting in the back there. They've done a really good job. Even looking at the RWB lettering on the rear, it's like on a grill, and it looks insanely good. Hopefully it comes out this year and there's no delays. This is going to be one of the hottest Diecast 164 castings of 2026.
100% agree. For me, they have absolutely nailed the wheels. And you've got to nail the wheels on an RWB. You know, typically real life RWBs, they're custom wheels, super deep dish, and they have absolutely nailed those wheels. And the stance as well. They've really got the stance right, which is what I couldn't get around with previous Pop Race RWBs. I just didn't feel like the stance was there. But mate, this one. I honestly, there's nothing that I could pick on it that I don't like. I even know it was like zooming up on it, and they've nailed the studs. You know, where the wide body fenders have been bolted onto the Porsche. Even that looks really good. It looks like they've done a really good job of that.
Pop Race do that well. They nailed it on the Top Secret Super as well. Rather than just printing black dots on it, they do a really good job at that.
Really impressed. If you have not gone and ordered yourself one of these and you're a fan of RWB, you will miss out. You've got to get your hands on one of these things.
Look, and that black, that matte black and gold, that's a very famous RWB colour. And once they do it, they won't do it again. So make sure you pick this one up. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of trouble getting one in the future.
I'm really excited for what we'll see in the future. Obviously, the Stella is one of the more popular RWBs, but there's so many classic RWBs that, you know, I hope they do.
Look, I really want to see it in a teal chrome blue.
I don't know if we'll see it in teal chrome blue, but I'm hoping that they replicate a lot of the real life 1/1 scale RWBs because I will have an entire RWB Pop Race collection going on over here. So apologies to Pop Race for all the nasty things I've said about you in the past when it comes to RWB, but you got this one right.
Absolutely. Yep, so moving on, something else I saw, I got a sample preview in China when I went to APA. We have the Pop Race blind boxes, and these are the Toyota GR86s, the EVA R liveries, and there's about 6 different colours. They're blind boxes. There's a chase car, and there's a super chase car, very similar to the way that Oswell's named theirs, but the chase, just the normal chase, is not a chrome. They are just different colours. So the chase car being rare and the super chase being even rarer. And then I believe there's a fully chrome version, and there's only 300 of those made, so they are super, super rare, but there is no sample picture, so I believe we won't see those until it drops and people start finding them in the boxes. What's your thought on these? Because it is a lot of GR86s in different colours, and do you want one of every colour? Probably not. It's probably a bit of a controversial thing we've got going on here.
Yeah, look, there's a part of me that wants to buy a box and try my luck, just for it's the same part of me that doesn't mind looking over my son's shoulder when he's opening a packet of Pokemon cards. It's the unknown, and I think that's, of course, what Pop Race are trying to appeal to here. The collectors like that sort of thing. But there's also another part of me that goes, nah, like even if I did get a chase, or even a super chase, or even a fully chrome version, other than the financial value, which is not really my motivation for buying them, do I want that many GR86s in various different Evangelion racing liveries? Probably not. Look, if they did this sort of thing in a car that I was really pumped about, like if they did an RWP version of this, good idea, Pop Race should do an RWP version. But yeah, if they did that, I'd be all about it. But yeah, not for me.
Yeah, I think personally, I don't think I want to outlay the money to try and pick up every single colour. I will definitely get one piece and I'll leave it at that. If I get a chase, I get a chase. Whatever colour I get, that's what I get. Because personally, there's 2 Pop Race GR86 castings, and the other one's got the massive wing with the turbo and the pipe sticking out the bonnet. That one is my favourite casting. For starters, I've not been huge on the GR86. And like you said, if this was something else, a S13, a Civic, I'd be all over it. I would actually buy every single colour. I'd get a box of them to get every colour, and hope that I got the chase. But just the GR86 for myself personally. There are massive collectors that love the Eva R, and they will go nuts for these. But yeah, I think I'll stick with just one for myself personally.
What's the difference between the chase and the super chase? Is it just, I think it's just a different livery, or is like one chrome?
It's just a different livery. So I think they're both. So all 6 standard cars are just standard paint. And then by the looks of it, the chases are in chrome paint. And then there's like a fully chrome, like very, very rare one that there's no picture of, that I believe is just, I don't even know what that's going to look like. So I don't think they'll even show us. It'll take the collectors opening them up and finding them before we see any of them. That's what my guess will be.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm sure we'll see plenty of it on social media. But if they do this sort of thing, I don't mind the concept. The concept is good. It's just the GR86 is probably not for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think we both feel very similar in that sense then, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else from Pop Race?
I think that's all on the Pop Race front. The only other one that we have is XCarToys, which I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I know Pop Race and XCarToys, they do share castings. They work together. They rebrand their cars to sell, obviously, in the Chinese market and in the Western market.
Yep.
So they have a bit of a collaboration going on there. And we've seen a few new releases from XCarToys, so it's yet to be seen whether we will see them from Pop Race or not. But regardless, I will be picking up a few of these because they are pretty cool. The first one we'll start with is the R32. It looks like a Pandem R32 wide body kit, and it's unusual. I know Pop Race has got a wide body R32 coming out that looks really cool, but this actually looks slightly different, whether they've worked together on this one and changed it up. But this is kind of looks like a bit of a drift car. And if you look at the boot on the back, it's actually got cutouts on it for airflow.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice that. Yeah.
What I really do like about it is the underneath of the car. You flip it underneath, it's got the holes through the base so you can see through the engine to the road, but at the rear it looks like it's got some cooling fans, probably transmission cooling fans on the base of the car, which I thought is a lot of effort to go to just to put it somewhere that you can't see.
Yeah.
The only thing that I was looking at that thought was a bit strange is it looks like the engine is potentially plastic, not die-cast, and the engine bay, it's got the full kitted out engine bay, like the detailing in the engine bay, and it's actually part of the interior mold, which I don't like because it looks a little bit plastic and tacky in a way.
Yeah, the whole thing is very interesting, to be honest. The livery is very interesting. Like, it's obviously a very drift spec livery, but even the two different sets of wheels, is very like home track drift spec. I think they've really nailed, my local drift track, not even semi pro, amateur drift cars, I suppose. It's definitely got that vibe. I'm with you on that plastic surround around the engine. It looks like an LS. Is it an LS?
LS motor? No, it looks like a no, it's definitely not an LS. It looks like an RB.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
sure what. Looks more of an RB engine.
Yeah. Anyway, the plastic surround, I'm definitely not a huge fan of. It almost looks like it hasn't been finished.
Yeah, that's right. I was almost thinking to myself, is it finished or are they going to paint it? But it looks like it's part of the mold of the interior, so I feel like it's going to stay the same color. But regardless, I'll definitely pick one up because it is a unique and cool model. Even though Pop Race are doing one as well. Something else we saw from XCarToys, and I'm a big fan of an FC RX-7, especially a stock one. It looks like they've got a stock model coming out, and it's got an opening hood, and it looks like it's got a removable headlight piece, so you can change from pop-up headlights to down headlights, which I thought was a pretty cool little touch from XCarToys, which was, it's got Pop Race vibes to it, but I've never seen anything like that from Pop Race, so it's definitely Pop Race vibes with XCarToys in it. But yeah, I love a standard FC RX-7. Hopefully we see it in a white color, but I'll definitely be getting that casting because it does look really good.
It does. Yeah. I mean, that was, again, last episode, asking for your pop-up headlights on an FC, and here we are, mate. That reach is unbelievable.
It is. Something else we've seen from XCarToys, we've got a modern Ford GT, and this has again got Pop Race vibes to it. It's got a removable front and a removable rear engine cover, and it almost looks like they're going to be magnetized as well. So it's just
it does.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're collaborating from the same factory and they've got the same designers working together. I'm not sure, but regardless, it's a win because these look like they're going to be pretty insane models.
It does. It looks really good. It looks very detailed. Even that, even though we're obviously only seeing the was it resin model, the engine bay and all that sort of stuff. It's very, very detailed.
Yeah, that's about all from the Pop Race XCarToys. We've had a few releases from Tarmac Works as well. Nothing that caught my eye too much, but we'll have a quick look at those.
Yeah, mate. Look, Tarmac Works cannot be accused of not doing enough. 10 releases is what they have, what they've dropped for us. Do you want me to run through them?
Yeah, let's have a quick look.
So we've got the Koenigsegg 1-1. I don't believe this is the first of Tarmac's releasing that one, but this one is in the carbon fibre. We've got the Pagani Imola. We've got the Pagani Utopia as well. Audi Quattro in a rally spec. We have got a Porsche 917 KH. Looks like it's in a almost like a already raced sort of I guess deco, where it looks like it's got sort of the exhaust stains and rubber stains on it and things like that. We've got a Porsche 928 with the I'm going to say pop-up headlights, but I don't know if they are pop-up headlights. I think they're fixed like that. I think that's how they are. A Toyota GR Corolla, of course, not the first Corolla or GR Corolla that we've seen from Tarmac Works. This one is in just a plain silver, which is cool. McLaren MCL 60, Oscar Piastri's F1 car. And we've got a Nissan S Cargo with the Sprite livery. And then perhaps the worst of the lot, in my opinion, was the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. They just have not nailed that casting.
Yeah, even the Evo 5s, I think they just haven't managed to do a good Evo yet, Tarmac Works, so we're holding out.
No. Look, of the lot, just to cover it off really quick, the 917 was probably the only one that stood out for me that I had a closer look at and considered picking up as a collab with IXO.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Toyota GR Corollas from other companies, and I think it looks good in plain silver. So my pick is the Toyota GR Corolla. The only other thing I did want to note is last week we talked about Tarmac Works working with CM Model for their McLaren castings, and my only question is the Pagani Utopia looks very similar to a CM Model casting, and I'm almost wondering if there's been a slight collaboration and they're using the CM Model for the Pagani Utopia, but yeah, not too sure. Just a side note, something I picked up on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, look, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, obviously CM is well known for their Paganis and their Koenigseggs, I think. But anyway, definitely the Paganis for sure. Anyway, that's Tarmac Works. Quite a few drops.
Yeah, big news coming out of Inu 64 as well. Something we've seen from Motorhelix, Pop Race. We've got the Mazda 787B. This is their first release in the Renown livery and very similar to Pop Race. No removable front end, but it does have a removable rear end. How many people will be picking this up after seeing the Motorhelix and then the Pop Race at the cheaper price point? It's almost 3 tiers. We've got the Pop Race at the cheaper, then the Inu, and then the Motorhelix at the higher end.
Yeah, look, I feel like it's a little bit too little too late, to be honest. I feel like they've missed the window to get that 787 out. BM Creations did it as well. There's just, I mean, it's a popular model. There'll be some people that will grab them, in every brand, but there's not enough of a difference in detail and, yeah, not enough of a difference in summary for me to go and grab this one, to be honest. How about yourself?
Yeah, sorry, looking at it, it does look like it's got a removable front end. I think it will be slightly more detailed potentially than the Pop Race. It looks like it's got a few antennas on the roof, similar to the Motorhelix. But yeah, like we said, I've already got the Pop Race sample of that. It is an incredible piece. And like you said, a little bit too late, I think. Yeah, it's been done and they're a little bit late to the party. Everyone's already, passed out and they've just rocked up.
Yeah, 100%. They also had a interesting 190E with a Pandem Rocket Bunny kit on it in the Jägermeister livery. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I normally drool over a Jägermeister livery, but this is, I don't know. This doesn't appeal to me for whatever reason.
I don't know if it's the paint or the casting that
I don't know.
The grille on the front is painted black. It should be silver to match the wheels. It looks like a bit of a blob, doesn't it?
It does. I don't know either because I like Pandem. I like 190Es. I like the Jägermeister livery, but this, I don't know. There's something not right with it, to be honest.
I think it's hard through the paint to see the lines of the body kit as well. It looks, like I said, a bit blobbyish. Whether it's just in the pictures or the color, and I'm the same. I think a Jägermeister orange livery looks insane, but yeah, they've definitely missed the mark, or they need to employ someone to take some better photos, one or the other.
100%. I actually, to be honest with you, I looked at it and looked at it again because I was like, everything tells me that I should love this, but yeah, I can't put my finger on it. I just don't like it. The photos look terrible. So we'll see what it looks like when it comes out, I'm sure. It's probably when I'll have regret, but maybe I won't.
Yeah, apart from that, we've also seen a top secret Honda Integra drop as well, the DC5, obviously in gold, decals all over it. Not a huge DC5 fan. If I do want one, it's in the plain blue Type R color, maybe white, maybe red, but plain colors. It is top secret, so it will appeal to a few people. And we've also seen the Yangwang, the Chinese brand Yangwang U8 SUV, which doesn't appeal to me. It's obviously an electric car being a Yangwang, so pass on that.
Yeah, same for me, mate. Same for me. All right, moving on to some of the brands that don't drop 300 cars every month. Motorhelix. We've seen some early sneak peeks, I suppose, of what they've been working on.
Look, I'd call this a follow-up from the 787B. So this is another mega moving parts piece that, the parts don't look like they come off, but they all move. So we've got the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, and it has flip-up doors. We're just looking at the alloy casting of this, no colors yet. Flip up doors, we've got the bonnet and rear engine cover that flip up, very similar to sort of a PGM style. I'm guessing Motorhelix, it's going to be on the higher end, around the 100 plus Australian dollars mark, similar to what the 787B was, but looks like it's got a lot of potential to be a pretty cool model though.
It really does. It really does. I was quite impressed when Hot Wheels released their RLC version of the Jesko, and it had those swing-up doors. But yeah, Motorhelix, as per usual, obviously a very different price point, but they have taken this to the next level. So I'll be pretty keen to see the finished version of this. Obviously, we're just seeing a raw casting at the moment, but I'll be keen to see what colours it comes in and things like that. I'd be pretty tempted to get my hands on one, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they're gonna nail this the same way that we're going to talk about Micro Turbo, one of my other favorite brands. I listed it in my top 3 brands when we ran through that, but I really love Micro Turbo. And again, they have not let us down with, again, another NSX. And this is more of the Type R NSX with the air intake on the roof. One thing Micro Turbo does is they absolutely nail the paintwork. And look at the paintwork on this red. It just is perfect. Again,
it really is.
It'll have the, it's got a matching red engine. The engine will pop out. The headlights go up and down. If you haven't got yourself a Micro Turbo, have a look at Micro Turbo. They are a little bit more expensive. Pick out your favorite car and see what you think, because they make some really good stuff. And this red NSX race car is no exception.
You've absolutely nailed it. I bought the white one, which was more like a plain road version, the stock NSX. Of course, they brought out the black wide body. We both raved and ranted over that. And then I thought, do I need another NSX from Micro Turbo? Absolutely I do, because A, it's red, it's the R model, and God, it's flawless. It really is flawless. And again, going back to what we said about the posters, mate, get this guy. This guy knows how to do a poster. This thing sold me as soon as I saw it. The pictures are so well done. You almost think you're looking at a 1/1 scale real car. Yeah. But that also speaks volumes for the attention to detail that Micro Turbo really puts into their models. So, mate, I'm going to have 3 Micro Turbo NSXs because this one's coming home for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Sticking with the Micro Turbo, we saw recently, this one's probably going to hit a nerve with a few people, probably a little bit controversial, but we saw them release a Rexy and Roxy up for pre-order their tow truck. So Micro Turbo do a tow truck. It's got a lift-off rear tray. I've got a few of them myself in different liveries, the Calsonic one. But yeah, like I said, we've got the Roxy and Rexy here, and they did release this earlier on, but we've had that release cancelled. But we have seen the trucks, the exact same trucks, reappear, rebranded as Mega Gear. What's your thoughts there?
Are they the exact same trucks?
They are the exact same trucks.
Because these, to me, I thought they were when I first looked at them, but the longer that I looked at the photos, I thought these look almost cheaper and nastier than the micro turbo ones. It could be just the photos. The photos are a bit blurry.
It looks like probably due to licensing issues, they have blurred certain wording and decals out.
That's why they look blurry.
My assessment would be that these had already run through the factory, already created, and then maybe there was some sort of licensing issue, and let's say Micro Turbo threw them in the bin, and they went, "Oh, we can't use these. We better throw them in the bin."
And then somebody walked past
come
the
along,
factory,
taken them out of the bin, and gone, I could start a diecast company, Mega Gear. So hey, I can't. Props to Micro Turbo because they are one of my favorite brands for throwing them in the bin, doing the right thing. And unfortunately, someone's picked them up and looks like they've branded them under a different name and selling them off. So
it definitely wouldn't be Micro Turbo with a sub company called Mega Gear. That definitely wouldn't have done that. No, I actually have no idea. The first time I've ever heard of Mega Gear. But it is interesting. It is an interesting development.
It is. Hey, I've got plenty of unlicensed diecast in my collection. Not phased by it. It's a cool truck. I'll probably get one. I'll probably get my first Mega Gear model added to the collection. There you go.
Look forward to hearing all about it.
Yeah, something we've seen from GCD as well. We've seen something that, as we were saying before, Australians love their four-wheel drives. The Land Cruiser 80 series is a very popular model over here, and GCD has released this a few times before in different colours, but now we have a tanned desert colour Land Cruiser 80 series. It comes with some accessories that you can put on top of the roof rack. It's got your spotlights, your snorkel, bull bar. Looks really cool. I love an 80 series. I really like it. I really like this one.
I've got to buy myself more GCD because what I've got so far has really impressed me. And every time I look at photos, I'm equally impressed. For some reason, there's always something else that pops up that I go, oh, I'll buy this instead. The budget only goes so far, but who am I kidding? I don't have a budget. But I do have to buy myself because this thing really looks good. They really look like they've absolutely nailed this thing. So I definitely need to buy myself some more GCD and hey, why not grab this one? It is an Aussie icon, as you say.
Can I ask, have you got any four-wheel drive GCDs in your collection so far?
I don't. The only GCD that I've got is the Liberty Walk trucks that I originally purchased and the Maserati Chase that came with that, Liberty Walk Maserati Chase. And I've looked at a few of the Land Cruisers and things like that, and I always procrastinate before hitting the button, but yeah, I'm going to have to pull the trigger on it at some point because I just feel like my collection is just not going to be complete without some of these in the collection.
Yeah, I think it's a 79 series that I've got, full drive, and yeah, they're really nice. GCD does a really good job at four drives. One thing you probably don't know, I'm always telling you about the little features of diecast cars that you have no idea about. Turning front wheels, the front wheels turn.
Oh, I did not know that. And I thought you were going to say full suspension. I was like, I do know actually, but I didn't know about the turning wheels. Yeah, no, the suspension I knew about, which has always impressed me. They did like a Jeep, proper rock crawler style Jeep, and the suspension on that was insane. Like that was sort of, I saw a video of like somebody like dropping it and it bouncing. I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, but they are. They're very, very cool models.
Turning wheels, I didn't know about. That's quite cool. You don't see that
they
too
do.
often.
I've got a couple of the mid-sized trucks with the cranes. That also has suspension and turning front wheels, and those trucks with the cranes, I know I showed them to you a while ago, I think. They insane pieces. GCD do an insane job with their diecast. Big fan.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, another great addition to the lineup for sure.
Look, mate, I don't have you down for anything that's been giving you FOMO off the top of your head. Is there anything that has given you FOMO lately?
Mate, without a doubt, I haven't put anything in the FOMO section because we've already covered off on them, but that Pop Race RWB and the Micro Turbo NSX were like I was running to pre-order those out of pure fear of missing out. Genuine FOMO. So yeah, look, I haven't got anything for this section because we've covered them. But anything outside of those, because I know those were big for you too. But anything outside of those that caught your eye?
Something that gave me FOMO to the point that I had to order one. This is a model by Fineworks, and I know that you have in your collection, which I don't have, you have some RLC lowriders with the hydraulics.
I do, yes, quite a few.
So I thought I'd substitute my lack of hydraulics lowriders for the Fineworks Chevy Impala. The only difference is this one is better than RLC. It has a removable roof, so it can be convertible. You can take the roof off. It has an opening bonnet with engine details, opening boot, and then obviously it has the hydraulic wheels, so you can jack it up at the front. You can bounce on the spot. And the one that I have picked up is in a chrome candy red, and it's got a white interior, detailed interior. It looks pretty cool. So if you're into your lowriders, check out Fineworks for the Chevy Impala. So pretty keen to get that one in hand and do a video on it and check out the details.
These do look really, really nice. Really, really nice. I think I might have to go and have a look because yeah, I'm a big fan of my lowriders, and yeah, love an Impala. The candy red I think is a good pick of the three colours that we're seeing on the screen here, but yeah, that one certainly looks nice. Some really nice pinstriping on it and stuff as well. The white, sure. Is it white, like a pearl white with gold pinstriping does look quite good, although I'm not as big a fan of the gold bumpers. Yeah. And then the other one I probably is my least favourite, the black with the purple and white flames on it. I'm not so much of a fan of flames on a lowrider. Definitely go with the pinstriping over the flames, but the detail in the boot there is quite cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a couple of subs in the boot and an air tank for the. I mean, I wouldn't say you'd expect some batteries for some hydraulics, but it's got an air tank to drop it down a bit lower. Yeah, so
I'm sure the batteries are just hidden away.
They must be hidden under the subs, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
Those boots are big.
Big boots.
Big boots.
Absolutely. No, well, that's a good entry for FOMO, mate. I'm really keen to see when that rolls in, and I'm sure you'll put together a nice little reel around that.
Yeah, definitely. So the next one we'll roll into is, which I would consider that one a bit of a hidden gem, because not a lot of people would know about that. But now we get on to the hidden gem category, and I have chosen something else. I think it's almost my segment, isn't it, when we roll through?
It really is.
I don't think you ever have a hidden
I'm
gem
all mainstream, man. I'm all mainstream. But I'm rarely diving or surfing the AliExpress airwaves, but this is your hood.
Look, I just cannot get over how many brands there are on AliExpress that you just never see anywhere else. You might see the odd one filter through to a diecast shop, but there is that much on AliExpress, and it blows your mind how you never see it anywhere else. But this one is a car. I have a single casting of this. It is a red Ferrari 250 GTO. Probably my favorite Ferrari, on par with the F40, just totally different categories. But this is by Classic Lovers, and it is the Ferrari 250 GTO. I've got a plain red casting already. Absolutely love that piece. It's a really good casting. Looks like they've done a few modifications, but this hidden gem is a triple pack of 250 GTOs in different racing liveries. Opening hood, detailed bonnet. You've got your race numbers on the sides. All cars look very similar apart from the different numbers and liveries. Personally, I really want this set. I'm not sure what the price point's going to be yet, but I do know when I picked up my single one, I got it quite cheap for about $35 delivered. And I noticed that since then, the prices have gone up to about $50 when you order it. So I'd expect this one to be around the $120 mark, Australian, I'd say. What's your thoughts? Are you digging the triple 250 GTO set?
Mate, as you know, massive Ferrari fan. Always keep harking back to the 118 scale days, but I had a lot of 250 GTOs with the various different race liveries. I have never seen this before, hence it is quite a hidden gem. I love it. I'm drooling over this thing. It looks so good. I don't care that all three cars are exactly the same, but just with different liveries. It just looks so good. So you reckon the one that you've got, the one you've got is a plain red? Did you say same brand?
Same brand, same casting in plain red. My only criticism of the one that I have currently is that they've put some Ferrari decals on and they've done it with water slides as opposed to paint.
Oh.
And one of the water slides looks like it will peel off at some point in the future. But I would have to say with the size of these, the lettering on these, they would be absolutely crazy to use water slide decals. And I'd say they would have stepped up their game and painted them on. But yeah, something to look a little closer at as they're released. This is the first time I've seen them. Having a closer look, it does look like it's all painted on. Whether the Ferrari badges are still water decals, we shall wait and see. But regardless, they peel off, they peel off. The car is still a nice car. And for the price that I got mine, I was very, very pleased with it.
It looks like the base is like a resin. Looks like it's like a clear resin sort of base to it. What's in the background, though, behind the last car, the car number 19? Is that like an engine?
That's a good call.
Yeah, I don't know what it is sitting there, but I'd be keen to get some more photos.
It is the Ferrari symbol.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, as soon as you said that, I can see it straight away. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Well, look, mate, if this is around that 120 mark, I will definitely be keen on picking one up. It's really, really good. The one criticism, though, that I do have, not of these models, but of AliExpress Ferraris, because there's quite a few different brands that do quite good models of Ferrari, but I kind of find a brand that I like and go, all right, so I know this guy does a good casting, they're replicating the model quite well. Now I want to find what other Ferraris these guys have done, and typically they haven't. They just did that one, and you've got to go and buy a different brand to get a different. You might have bought the Testarossa from this one, and the Enzo from that one, and the 250 GTO from that one. Someone else did an F40. They typically do maybe 3 different castings at the most, which kind of disappoints me. I wish somebody would just tackle all the Ferraris, but anyway, this not taken away from this. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, look, these unlicensed Ferrari builders need to keep a low profile in the shadows of AliExpress. They can't be flexing too much because the heat comes onto them.
These guys will probably get shut down soon because this thing looks awesome. So they've gone all out too. You'd think that they were fully licensed because that Ferrari badge and the Ferrari logo, as in the word Ferrari on there, is perfectly replicated. So, yeah. No, let's see what happens when this one drops.
Might be a good video for me to run through. I think I've got quite a few AliExpress Ferraris run through the unlicensed
that'd be good.
Chinese Ferraris. Yeah, I've got a few of them. I think I've got a 512 Testarossa. I've got a Enzo. I've got the 250 GTO. I'm sure I can dig something else out as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah.
No, well, So it's not available yet?
Not available yet. I've had a look, but it has just been announced. So, I mean, the casting's already made up. So I would say it won't take too long to be produced because the casting has already been made. So, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, mate, we have carried on much longer than we thought we were going to, but there was a lot to cover off this episode, as there always seems to be. These diecast brands are just like, these guys might not have much to talk about this episode, so let's drop something else. It feels like they're just making sure that we've got plenty to talk about, so it's not a bad thing. There's some pretty cool stuff on its way, which we're very excited about. But that wraps us up pretty well for this episode. Anything else that you want to cover off?
No, I think we've covered everything we need to. We are in the talks with a VIP guest at the moment to get our first guest for the next episode. So hopefully they accept our kind offer of absolutely nothing but a good chat. And
surely
we may see our first VIP guest on the next episode. Let's hope so.
Episode 10 is the next one, so look, it feels fitting to have a guest for the episode 10. Well, mate, as I always say, less is more, except when it comes to diecast. Collect responsibly. And what do you always say?
What do I say? If you don't love it, leave it.
That's the one. That's the one. Well, we'll see you on episode 10.
All right, mate.
Peace.
It's been a pleasure. Ta.